All right, here we go. Now bring it on, come on.
Next fight, Double J, Joanna and Jacek versus Rose Namajunas.
Oh, to give me a pick. I'm eating cashews.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. I mean,
you say off the air. You're going. Don't ask me. Sorry.
Why do you rep one of them too?
He did.
Yeah, who's gonna win, Audie? Come on.
Yeah.
Look, Joanna's a good fighter. She's on her feet. She's one of the best strikers. But honestly, Rose is deadly if she shows up with the right mental state. Right? I think she's still young. She's still developing her mental toughness. If she's on point, I can see this going the distance. And you know,
didn't Joanna say that Rose is like out of her mind or something? She was quoted as saying that she said something.
Well, she said because Rose is and by the way, I apologize if I'm getting any parts of this story wrong because
I thought you were going to apologize for spitting a nut directly into my throat. I literally thought I was going to say, I apologize for spitting directly into your mouth because whatever I have, you have now.
What I'm about to say is, you know, it's a very sensitive subject, I'm sure, to Rose Namajunas, but I think her dad suffered from mental illness and he committed suicide, if I'm not mistaken. So, Jan Jacek, it's very similar to the Rousey story, yeah. So Jan Jacek on the conference call said that Rose is mentally unstable, right? So which obviously ignited some bad blood and whatever. And Rose actually handled it really well. You know, I can't remember what she said, but
Rose is cool. I've interviewed her before. Very cool chick, down to earth, also kind of.
But as you can see that's close to the bone for her to say you're mentally unstable when a dad can. Again, as I say, if I'm getting anything wrong there, I apologize because you know.
But was it a commentary on her dad? Was she, or maybe Joanna was being?
No, I don't think so.
I think maybe she thought this bitch was a little wacky. Look, here's the thing. Anytime a really beautiful girl shaves her head, there's something a little crazy about that. Like I imagine her in the mirror, just
like Britney
crying.
Spears.
Yeah, and crying, like just shaving her head off or her hair off. I'm gonna be champion. But that's kind of crazy in itself. So maybe there's something to that. But you have to kind of be sensitive to that. Joanna's fucking.
Yeah, but do you? No. But my point is that this is the thing in this world. You go out there and you say things. And you just, like I do it all the time. I talk all the time and I say a lot of things. You don't know, and nobody's supposed to know your life story. You know what I mean? So you can't go around you can't live your life being offended every time somebody says something when they don't know your history. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
part of it's psychological warfare, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think Jan Jacek. I think it was just an innocent comment. And to Namajunas' credit, I don't think she gave it any real life. It was more the people in the media that made a story out of it. My point is though, just because there was again, we've got to tread very carefully here because I don't want to be obviously it's a very delicate subject. But what's another example? If someone's I don't know.
Tito and Chael in that press conference crossed the line with...
Or let's say someone dies or someone had something bad happen in their life. You can't mention that again and you're expected to know what that is. Well, you know what I'm saying?
It's the fight game. There is an element of psychological warfare. You have to know that the opponent's trying to get under your skin and get you to react emotionally.
No. I don't mean that. I mean just in the everyday life. Let's say something happened to you, Audie.
You just say, quit being so fucking sensitive about it.
Yeah, hold on. What's something that bad that could have happened to you? Let's just
I lost my brother.
Right, but there you go. Right? And how did he die?
In a similar fashion. I came in, I found him hung. I was 15, he was 24.
Oh shit! Oh fucking hell!
I've actually.
Jesus Christ, Mike! Really?
Right. No. If you don't mind me,
but I know people in the past that tried. If there was like tension.
So here's the thing,
right? If there was tension. And people, like, for example, or I'm from Baghdad, as you said, I'm Iraqi, 9/11 when I played at UCLA. There was opponents that would try to get under my skin.
No.
Would two of them stand up really tall next to each other and another one would crash into the other one?
Hold on. But that's not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is
You dick.
No, Audie, that's not the point I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to say is so you went through something obviously very traumatic and let's just say someone's just making a joke one day and they mention something about somebody being hung and they make light of it, and then you jump out and you go, "Hey, motherfucker, you can't say that because my brother, right?" So, hold on a minute, I didn't know that.
Like if somebody said signing with Audie.
What I will tell you is in high school, I remember someone right after it happened, someone had made a joke about, where's Audie? He must be hung up somewhere, right? And it really, really upset me at the time.
Up, yeah.
And I was when I was younger, I didn't know how to control my energy as much as I do now at the age of 37, having been through what I've been through in life and business. But it takes.
Were they doing that intentionally?
Yeah, it was a fucking sarcastic joke. It was a very, in my opinion, it was a. Now, after the fact, after everybody ragged on him, after I gave him the silent treatment, I almost whooped his ass. But my friends got on him. His friends got on him. He apologized. He came back and apologized because he realized it was tasteless. Now, in this situation, for Rose and Joanna, it's a battle.
You're not understanding the point that I'm making, though. What I'm saying is that obviously that guy was a fucking dick. He was an asshole, and you should have cracked him in the fucking face. I would have done, especially at school when you can kind of get away with that.
Yeah, that's why I used to get in trouble.
No, what I'm saying is, if somebody just makes, we'll call it a classless joke or a joke in bad taste, but they just make a remark not knowing your history or whoever's history or Rose's history.
Yeah, like let's say somebody.
I agree with you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have to deal with that. You have to learn how to deal with that a little bit.
And that's what I mean.
See what I'm saying? So you can't walk around trying to look to be offended by that.
That's my point. You have to learn how to channel that energy the right way. Yeah. And to your point, you're right. You can't feel sorry for yourself because nobody gives a fuck. At the end of the day, life goes on and the world keeps spinning with or without you.
It's not that they don't give a fuck, because I'm sure maybe if they did know the history and they did know that, they would give a fuck.
Some would.
And they tiptoe lightly and they wouldn't say that. It's just that people talk like we're a bunch of guys now, we're talking and things get said and we all bust balls and you say whatever and then something gets said and you're like, hold on a minute, that triggers an emotional response within you. But they didn't know that. They didn't know your life history like these guys have just met you. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's what young Jacek was doing. She wasn't purposely trying to revoke emotions of her dad committing suicide.
But it wasn't actually suicide. Apparently, Namajunas was a victim of sexual abuse earlier in her life, and her late father was schizophrenic who eventually had to leave the family. So I guess he had to maybe be committed or something. Was that it?
Okay, so I got it utterly and completely wrong. So
Michael Bisping is insensitive.
Bisping translator.
Bisping translator.
Bisping translator.
But to your point, like, look, whether Joanna meant it as a dig or not.
Fuck it, let's just say she meant it. She's a bitch.
Okay, so
how dare you?
Even if you meant it,
if it sells 5 more pay-per-views, that's $5 for me. Let's go.
You asked me who I picked, right? Yeah. And Mike said that Rose handled it. She didn't even give it any credence. She didn't even let it bother her. And that's what I was saying earlier. If she shows up with the right mental and the state of mind, right? I think she's going to give Joanna a run for her money, and it's going to be a great fight.
Rose had that crazy flying armbar back in the day. Remember that? Like in Invicta.
I don't remember that.
No, she did.
Well, Jason was saying a few days ago, because remember she got beat off, what was it, Carla Esparza back in the day on the Ultimate Fighter. She got beat by her.
That's
Jason,
right.
you were saying she was only 21 and she was a baby back then, and now she's matured, she's got better.
Yeah, that win against the flying armbar. Hell of a win too.
Yeah. This is when she was.
She's talented.
I got Rose in that fight actually, but I mean, and Joanna I think is one of the best fighters in the game. Yeah. Really, her stand up is fucking amazing.
Well, I think
if she had a little power, she would be really amazing.
Listen, we're all here and we're breaking down fights, and I'm just glancing across the room. Really, at some point, we do need to get into the mind of Brady Fink, because it's an exceptional thing. It really is an exceptional thing.
It is
Brady, you need to come and talk to Lewis for a little bit.
Brady, come to the last few picks with us, because we have to wrap up in I would say.
I'm going to do my mic, Brady.
All right, switch your audio or whoever. Come on, Brady. Get involved. You can't sit here the whole time and not be involved.
Brady Fink joins the show. Me and Brady.
Third Dan in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Fought in Pride back in the day.
Nice. Bad motherfucker.
Thanks.
He loves talking about dicks.
He does. Hey, highbrow podcast, guys. Come on.
So, all right. So, real quick, the picks. I'm going to pick Joanna.
Hey, fuck you guys.
Hey.
Talking shit.
Odie's the man. Audiatar, everyone. Paradigm Sports Management.
So,
look, I like Joanna in the fight. Bisping, who are you officially picking?
For Namajunas and Jan Jacek?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I got to go with Jan Jacek. I mean, to be honest, she's amazing. She really is. She just seems to get better and better. She's been fighting at this high level for so long. She's used to the spotlight. I mean, fighting at Madison Square Garden is a big deal. Even for me, a long time ago, I'm like, yeah, no big deal. But as it gets closer and closer, it is a big deal. She's been there. She's fought there before. Namajunas is, I think she's very mentally strong, but still, the nerves and the pressure and all that thing does get to people. JJ's been there before. She's performing really well. She's training with a good team. I think Namajunas has the ability to beat her. I'm going to pick Jan Jacek simply because she's been at that higher level for so long. That's not to say she can't prove me wrong. At that point, Brady Fink, do you know anything about these women, and B, even how to pronounce their last names?
Yeah, probably can't do the last names, but I know a little bit about the fighters themselves.
So break it down, go.
Well, I don't know. I think I like Rose in the fight. She's stone cold. She does that. She never smiles. She does. It could be her time. I think it could be her time. I think it's a good setup for her.
You have to talk into the microphone. I keep telling you.
What are you looking at?
He's looking at the author.
Brady's trying to armbar his microphone. It's very strange. The technique that he's using on the microphone right now.
Okay, so that's that. Co-main event. Cody Garbrandt,
I wanna
TJ
hear more
Dillashaw.
Brady, though.
Brady, break down the
I
Cody.
need more Brady.
Break down the. Hey, and I just want to reiterate this fact: the fucking main event.
Co-main event.
That we got the eyebrow plucker. We got the eyebrow plucker. Jesus Christ.
Pluckers.
We got the eyebrow plucker from
Translator.
Cody Garbrandt taking on TJ Dillashaw in a vital clash at 135 pounds.
And both of these guys said if they win, they want to fight Mighty Mouse. Yeah.
Brady, go.
I mean,
Into the microphone.
it's going to be a good fight. TJ's good. We spent some personal time together on the
What do we call him? What do we call him?
The Dilladong. That's the thing. The thing everyone keeps asking me about that fight, and I'm like, TJ has a huge dick. Has a fucking giant penis.
Has he got a big old dick?
Oh, I think they need to. They
Told
can
you
have
like
a dick.
talking
They
about
can have a
dicks.
dick.
I have a
It's a
question.
giant. It's a donger.
Is it a big dick compared to most guys, or is it a big dick on the size of his body?
No, no, no,
if his dick was on my body, would it still look big?
He has a bit of a hog. Listen.
Because like my dick and TJ Dillashaw's hand would look huge.
He weighed in naked. He weighed in naked. He didn't even have to, just so he could show us all
Did he
his
really?
dick. Yeah.
Where was I?
Yeah, no.
I always miss the good
No,
stuff.
yeah, no. He walked off, and you were like, "Hey, TJ, it's a nice dick." You did.
Oh, I do not recall that episode.
You got a nice dick, is what
Yeah,
he said?
he's like, "Wow, well, TJ,
Credit where credit's due.
quite a dick."
why
You
not?
know, hey, fair play. You got a
gotta be
solid piece.
comfortable, dude. You gotta be comfortable in the locker room. I'll tell you right now, I'm the guy who fucking wears the towel around my waist. If I had a big dick to walk around the locker room, just sweat, I would.
Yeah,
I hate that. In like, you know, when you go into a public gym and you always got the old dudes with the cock swinging. You know, it's like, have a little bit of shame. Cover it up just a little bit, please. But they're always like standing there with the legs spread, scratching their head,
They're
staring
there
at the
when
game.
you get at the gym.
one leg
They're
up,
there when you
picking
leave.
the toenails, you know.
Yeah. No.
Brady loves that actually. Hangs out in the locker rooms.
you go and you walk into a locker room, you're going to see some dick.
Yeah, of course.
We're okay with
And
that.
you're fine with that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I frequent.
You had to see the facial expression. All right, okay.
All right,
so who wins?
It's a tough fight. Kobe going out. Cody, whatever his name is. His last fight with Cruz was absolutely spectacular.
It really was.
It was. He does his. He definitely does his work. He's a physical beast. He has that knockout power. He's watching a ton of video and he performs. Look at
Oh, look at that dong right
that
there. I'm
fucking
sorry,
thing.
not to bring it back.
No,
but
look at that
it.
fucking thing.
Jesus Christ.
Look at it. It's waving to me. They had to weigh it on a separate scale.
on your body.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. See, and of course, MMA math doesn't stack up, but I'm basically picking who wins this fight based upon both of their matches with Dominic Cruz. TJ's match against Cruz was super close, and actually, no disrespect to Cruz, I actually thought TJ won it.
as well.
Yeah, but it was close. It was close. Whatever. You know, God bless Dominic Cruz. Great. He was a great champion. Who knows? He might be champion again one day. TJ, when he fought Cruz, you know, it was a clear victory. You know, he dropped him several times. He out-wrestled him. When he fought Cody. So, you know, when you look at those two, you know, they have the one similar opponent, which is Dominic Cruz, and Cody just had an easier time of it. Now, of course, that's not the way MMA works. MMA math does not stack up. But based purely on those two fights, looking at them, I'm going to go with Cody. That said, you know, I mean, TJ's last fight against John Lineker, was that his last fight? I think it was. Cody's last fight against John Lineker, I mean, that was an absolute shutout. And if you saw on last night's fight in Sao Paulo, John Lineker was facing that Marlon Vera, and he, you know, was half the size of that Marlon and was all over him. He looked spectacular. But when you look at what TJ did to John Lineker, I mean, that just says to how good TJ Dillashaw is. And we know from on the show,
Yeah, he's
TJ's amazing. He really is.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think with both Cody and Joanna, they're both undefeated. There's something really about that. When a guy hasn't been defeated, there's it's very
It's
difficult
special.
to pick against them. And it's not like they're undefeated coming in from a smaller organization and now they're at the big show. It's like, no. Joanna has beat the best of the best. Everybody put in front of her. Cody Garbrandt may be a little bit newer, but what he did to Dominic Cruz, I mean, it was incredible. He looked like he could be thrown in the pound for pound conversation easily after that fight.
Amazing.
Exactly. That's why he's getting so big for his boots and saying that he's the real main event, which we all know he's not. Anyway,
No,
you were
not at all.
saying.
But the point is,
Just wanted to interject with that point.
there's no map to beat either one of these guys. I can't pick against either one of those guys because of that reason specifically. So I got to pick Cody.
Well, you have to pick somebody. Oh,
yeah.